Hello.
Welcome to Vampires and Vitae. Thank you so much for joining us. As we normally do, we're going to get right back to what we just left off on last game. Tyler, why don't you walk us through some of those pieces?
Not much happened, honestly.
No.
It was pretty
Definitely
chill.
Super relaxed.
We got to Reno. We got to witness the cold, calculated architecture of a Ventru who has a dream, but not an eye for the beauty of the world within the dream. Aside from that, we got to sit down and have a nice civil discussion about what it means to be a Ventru, what it means to be a man, what it means to be remembered, and what it means to you to have a city that you look after. And after these titillating conversations, Cap realized that he's not a man. If he gets rid of his city, he's not a man. If he loses his power, and he's not a man. If he gives away that silver. So a deal was struck, an accord was written. And, I don't know what happens after that, because apparently 6 months happened, so I assume it went well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, Tyler, after your play last week, I think that we...
my one-man play.
It made sense for it to be you.
I know. I was, dude, at the end of it, like my throat hurt a little bit. I was
I bet.
driving home and I was like, wow, I hope we don't have another one of those council meetings for a while.
But I think that your arguments had a, multi-hundred, possibly older vampire questioning his beliefs and where he felt he sat between Camarilla and Anarch. So I thought that was really well done. So props to you for that.
Thank you. I sat for that on a while, and I decided to go for his clan above all else. And I thought, there was 100 ways that conversation could have gone. But I think by leaning into his Ventru nature and asking him if he's a Ventru before he's a member of the Camarilla, or if he's forsaking his very clan, his very nature, to appease people that don't remember him.
Right.
I think that was kind of like the thing that solidified the ability to have an arrangement.
I mean, I know you weren't trying to convince me, but you convinced me. So
that's you know what? If we had all died and you were like, well, I liked it.
it was fine.
like our last guy was like, I thought you did pretty well. And then we just get decapitated. But it went well. It was fun to play a boardroom meeting with Robbie, because there was I think one of my favorite parts was like when we started throwing threats back and forth.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It was like dick swinging.
Oh,
yeah.
And then being like,
I'll interrupt your water supply.
yeah, and I was like, oh, you can do that, and then I'm gonna go back to the Camarilla who don't remember you, and they're gonna take all your shit.
Yeah.
I was
but think about the cold-heartedness. Like the entire track he took you was just to have you have an understanding of where his...
Oh, Alistair clocked it immediately. It was like, this is textbook Ventru bullshit. I know why we're going the long way.
Yeah.
Runs through your property, Rusty. That's the entire way that you irrigate your fields and take care of your
You did threaten to cut off our water supply.
Yeah.
Not to get political, but don't remove the water supply of innocent people. It's very rude.
It's not like we're playing a western or anything.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Not like we're in a desert.
it's not like.
So then we made an agreement, and then now we're gonna jump forward ahead in time a little bit, reconvene with Rusty, who was holding down the fort, so to speak, while this was struck, and let's see what goes on. Let's see what happens. Welcome to Vampire 1881.
Right? What if that's actually what we're on?
Yeah.
How many
I mean, I'm saying we're
actually, that was great because it actually caught him up too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So that's good for the extra explanation.
I think that's what Rusty got when we came back, and we're like, so we didn't die, and your water will remain water. So we're gonna call it a win.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait to see your.
I can't with my bangs today.
I can't wait to see your new brothel.
I know. I'm excited too. I don't even know what it looks like yet.
Lick it.
Yeah, I'm getting close to that. Let me
Lick
tell
it
you.
and stick it.
Actually,
I
what
got
I'm getting close to is going to get the kitchen scissors and just snipping them off.
I got you.
Yeah.
6 months have passed. So much economics have changed. The difference between some of your people going over there, your taxation actually on your water. What he remained was a prince for the true Camarilla. So he is standing there as a non-anarch but standing for something different. And
Oh,
you've
so like
convinced him.
when like the Whigs became the Republicans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he
So
was like,
he-
I am still a Whig.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's like, I haven't changed. You have. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, so
Good for him.
he's standing for his original core values as a. So taxation need to happen. He's taxing your water.
I don't hate it.
The water taxation is the 20 people that you've sent. That was 6 months ago.
Right.
All right.
Was
The-
it 20 people or 20 families?
It was
20 people.
Okay.
There are sons, daughters, different ages. Like, you know, like. Actually, why don't you tell me? What did you come with? What was your idea about coming up with the lottery of who went to the 20 people? Because you came back.
I think
and
we
you
would
told
come
the
back
rest-
and explain that there is a city that is doing a little better, but they are looking for new residents. They're looking for 20 people. So I think we would just do like a volunteer, and then we would probably deny the people that were important to the infrastructure and keeping things going. You
Yeah,
know?
we're not going to spend any of our builders or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Sure.
But like if there was like a family that was like just not vibing with it, you
Yeah.
know,
Right.
just like who's the 20
20 is not a lot,
Yeah, like
you know
who's
what
the,
I mean?
like well, who's the 20 saddest people, you
You
know?
take
Right.
volunteers and then you do a lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who would be willing to go, and then
Yeah.
Fill in the rest.
And then fuck you.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah,
you.
right there.
Fuck you. And that guy over there.
Also, I like where that
Oh,
guy's tent
also
is, so he's gotta go.
canonically, we sent the goat fucker.
Okay. So you sit the goat fucker. He was definitely on that bus.
Yeah, he was like first lot. Like
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, I got one guy
I
for
got
you, and I know he fucks. I don't know if he
Yeah,
fucks
right.
people, but I know it works.
Yeah.
He's lonely.
He's very lonely,
He's
so you
just-
know,
there's not much to do.
just keep him away from your farmlands.
All right, so he was one of your most profitable goat tenders.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah,
he
right.
really
The goats
took-
are much less nervous.
Yeah, right. The milk has gotten incredibly better. It's a little bit less sour. The goats no longer
They're not
live in
stressed
fear.
out.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So I'll give you. You know what? You get an economics point.
Oh,
With an X.
wow.
We've
Yeah,
got
right.
Oh my
well
God,
You
where's
fixed the
Rose?
problem. 6 months has passed.
Hang on, I got to get my character sheet. Shit. Keep going.
Rusty. I hope you don't mind all the new goats on your land.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, actually, it's helping. It's like mowing down some of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like-
they work well with the cattle.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. The reason that you guys are all gathered today is because you've put together a school. You asked a whole bunch of people earlier within the last couple of weeks to come together and give the orphans a place of going to class and learning stuff.
We're also really pushing trade schools.
Oh, of course. You know what I mean? Like,
Wasn't
yes,
it,
there's-
what's her name, the nun?
yes, she's the head. Yes, you're absolutely right.
School marm.
and then the dean or what is
Well,
what do
Well,
you call it?
Grand is kind
Grand
of
is
like,
like
the
the-
president. He's like,
Yeah.
he's making school.
Yeah, the
Actually,
principal.
where the trade school is people that are becoming servants. You know what I mean? He's paying them a wage. So there's trades all around your castle. You know what I mean? You can hear the.
You got servant, you got
sound of
carpenter,
industry.
you got farmhand.
Oh yeah. And there's mounting. I mean, like he built a huge monstrosity of thing, and you've just kind of turned this into your college. It's a place of new discovery. You have a good influx of like new people into your town coming in. You kind of open the trade routes in between Reno and Vegas.
So during this 6 months, has the train returned with more supplies?
Twice it has, but the conductor never gets out. In fact, you see more and more armor every time that he arrives.
I feel, like
Makes sense.
I feel like as soon as it's unloaded, he just turns
yeah,
around.
right, no,
like,
as fast as humanly possible.
I'm like, thank God he's not sticking around.
Something that always does really bother you, Rose, when you see the spectacle is that when you see your slaves that you gave him with the pierced lips and
Right.
the coils are still there, they become extremely adept at what they're doing. But you still every time they show up, you see them crawling around this more and more, becoming deformed engine every time it comes in, as if it's having more and more armor added to it every time for a return.
I mean, I know, I don't know that it's a better life for them or not, but I'm always a little bit happy to see them thriving.
you can't win them all.
I mean, happiness with your mouth sewn shut. I don't know what that would be, but
At least they're not stuck in the house anymore.
It cannot
That's-
be as bad as what Grand has.
that's my argument. I mean, that was my argument. That's still my argument. I'll still continue to stand by it, I guess.
As the
It's
train.
like going to a no-kill shelter instead of
Yeah.
Yep.
Kill
at this
shelter.
point, they
At
figured
least
out
death
how to,
isn't looming.
Yeah.
they figured out how to just dump out your supplies, like the entire like cart just
Side
turns
dump
to
cars.
a side.
Oh, that's new.
So and it's like as quick as it possibly can. It's on a contract, but apparently the train has opinions about you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
It's the beginning of Wells Cargo.
That's just a moment that all of you kind of like share from the past. That was in the middle of the 6 months, as you were building and building. Your tavern was, bar, tavern, whatever you want to call it. Cabaret was finished.
Brothel.
And it brings you into a moment, this school that you're in, that you've built. It's in the mansion. It has like kind of a peaked roof. And all of you are looking at a class, all the orphans sitting there, and they're going to do their year of presentation. Now, they're all different ages, so they do different things. One kid would do, like, I figured this about frogs, and the other kid would be like, so 2 + 2 is, 4, and that kind of stuff. And they'd have their presentation for the end of the year.
Rose, I love what you did with the place. It's got the religious aspects that she asked for, but it's not too gaudy.
It's not like in your face.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's about the education first.
Right. Well, and then when we switch to our nighttime proclivities, we need to minimize that impact as much
Oh,
as
and the backlit stained window is just magnificent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a little touch of sunshine for us who keep the night is always welcome.
Love it.
Do we have basements?
Oh, yeah, in the church. Oh, yeah, this is very large. I mean, like, the castle itself is...
They're limestone.
Yeah, right.
I'm just figuring the basements would
it's
be
your
where-
base. It's
where
been 6 months.
We would have
Yeah.
our
It's your true base of
Retreats.
operations.
Yeah.
I built it up in the beginning as being like a large, like a central base. After 6 months of this kind of progress, such a great game, last game, what you want in your base is currently in your base. You've mark it off. You can call it a haven. You got a point. All get like 2 points in haven.
Whoa. 2
Whoa.
points in Haven?
Oh yeah, 6 months of growth, of like positive growth.
Went
Like,
from
with it.
homeless to living in a palace.
I felt like I already had 2
Right.
points in Haven because I have my sidecar,
Yes.
and then I also have my
Yeah,
room.
well, we
So-
I had
don't
a-
look at it as
I had
the
a
town
trunk.
itself too.
I think I moved my
Like-
sidecar more into like the center of town.
Pass me
Okay.
the black pen. Thank you.
So you have your own little like depot, someplace in the center. It's your old train car, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you using it as a kind of business, or is it like if you made like a wooden porch that comes?
Yeah,
off
it's
of
like my
it, or-
office. Like I have my study where I do like back at the mansion where I do my kind of the stuff to do with Cap or
Sure.
with like the stuff with the council.
Sure.
That's all done in my in my
There's been some
study.
hiccups. There's been some disagreements, but all in all,
Yeah. And then in the sidecar is everything that I do for the town. So that's where the town can find
Sure.
me.
I guess yeah, sure. That's your office to meet the mayor.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Like when I'm in
Yeah.
I'm in, that's
Yeah,
where
like
I
you
am.
Turn the sign.
Yeah.
I like all that. That's interesting. Cool. I mean, like, I guess the best you feel about it is like you almost can guarantee yourself almost no one's happy collectively about any of the deals that you've made.
Good.
And that's like kind of
It's where
what we're-
Venture wants to be.
Yeah.
Half smiles all around.
Yeah.
You guys are sucked into this, this presentation in between all the kids that are sitting down. And it's a kid that, like, you're sitting in the back, like, with the other parents that are watching this year presentation. And up comes kind of one of your kids. This is Carr. All of your little, you've spent the next 6 months kind of taking this very Herking character. But it has, like, a little bit of all of you. You were attached to him when he was being attached.
Right.
And all those big things. So it's kind of been interesting to see this.
His haircut looks good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went with the blue instead of the brown. I think it looks better.
He's got like a book in his hand and his like couple notes, like cards that he's made.
How did his new shoes already, though? What does he do to them?
I think he's still working out. I don't know why.
But soft in reference to audience to help us quiver through yonder window light. It is a double entendre, meaning that we are waiting for something to break. It is Juliet the sun. Arise. And he starts just going on the diatribe of, like, in breaking down into point, into point, into point. I think,
Surround.
yeah, like I would
I'm
imagine,
not following, but it sounds good.
like Rusty, maybe like that's one of the books that you had. Like maybe you had Romeo and Juliet, and you kind of handed it to him to be like, try this out for
I feel like
your
Rusty's
end
more of
of
a
it.
Hamlet guy.
Yeah, I think would have been more my wife.
All right, there you go.
Had that.
Yeah. Oh, so it was your wife's book that you've kept dear.
Yeah.
My
Rusty,
wife
Rusty
liked
loved
this.
Hamlet though.
Yeah.
Right.
All
Yeah.
the death.
Yeah. And it's weird because all of you have maybe not Rusty, you've never heard it, but the two of you, especially you, Rose, have heard Shakespeare done in the best of places, in the most shiny of areas, and with trained people that have spent their lives trying to cultivate that. In fact, the taste of their blood sometimes almost captures that sweetness of opportunity.
That's a Miss
Hold for
Sophie.
dog.
Which one is that?
That is the Olaf.
It's like the sounds
Is that
of
Olaf?
That's Olaf.
it's the sounds of friendly dogs barking, just wanting to come in and be part of the experience. You know, it's the sparkle of great friends around a table and
Yeah.
having a fantastic
All
time.
You know, I was always more of a fan of Shakespeare's work after The Embrace, but you know,
Yeah,
they don't publish that.
I guess
Yeah.
that'll be now canonical.
I thought I think we did that in season 1. We mentioned that
think
Shakespeare
so,
got
yeah.
The Embrace.
Thought that Voles had a sidebar of same surprisingly not vampire.
Was
I
it?
don't know.
Maybe not. You decide.
Yeah, all right, you decide. You know, Lord Demons, fucking goblins, dig, see who's right. Both answers are fucking fantastic either way. But it is definitely something that is refreshing and new, and like you had a part in that. Like you all kind of feel like you parented it. It's little things like that book, you know. Like I think all of you had like, a moment of that nature with this big thing.
Personally, I prefer Mr. Clemens.
Yeah, well, there you go. Like the unapproved, like grandfather. I like that. He finishes up, and like you know, there's a little smattering of applause from
Everybody's confused a little bit.
there. Like right next to you, Rose, is there's Chip who's like, you know, they just grow up so fast.
Chip, you weren't even there, man.
Well, I feel like an uncle. I mean, I gave him his first whiskey.
Yes,
is
he
true.
does. He does spend a lot of
Oh,
time.
yeah, he's gotten quite good at cards, thanks to me. I mean, like the next kid is going up, and parents are going. That's really all you came to see. You do see Grant. He comes over and like.
Spidery ass.
Yeah.
Right, he's
So
just-
creepy.
His arms go around, and then a second pair of arms go around.
Stanza 2, section 47, you didn't miss a hypothetical, but almost perfect. You know, as he's walking away, you know, there's definitely just a lovely thing. And like, kind of like, look what you've done, you know. The only person that is missing is Barnaby. He's been in Mexico for better part of a month. He sent back that things were going good. You know what I mean? Like, but in Barnaby fashion, you know, like it was that a tequila bottle that was like inscribed in the bottom.
I was going to say he's down in Jalisco.
What
starting
is
up a
what is it?
tequila
What is
brewery.
agave?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, like a couple plus flowers.
He
and,
sends back like an agave plant. He's like, plant these,
yeah, right.
please, right outside my.
7 to 10 years, it'll be good.
Yeah, a tooth of something, you know, just arrives. But everything else has been. I mean, that's as far as you know from him. You trust him, though. I mean, he went down with Johnny Rattlesnake. You know, he had some backup.
I think he should be back next week, according to this letter.
So yeah,
We
there
can
you go.
hope.
Yeah, let's hope. Hey, Sean, miss you. Yeah, so the town is yours. Actually, what I would like to know now, Rusty, what have you specifically done? I can tell you one thing. Everyone's going to get like an extra. The one thing that you've done is you wanted to have a big tanning, like you know, hides and everything.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
that's what we're supposed to be working on.
So up in the north, your group has told you about this like urine treatment thing. So you're taking care of some of the waste from the town, but you have to go down to the town to get this industry. So you cure it all with, you know, the collection of the iodine and everything that's in there, you know, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I don't know the process of cure. I just know that does work.
Rusty's going back to the piss factory.
Yep. So, but that explains why you're in town as often as you are, because that's your main industry. Thistle
Well,
and
I would think that with some of the illustrious teachings that some of these young fellas and ladies will be joining us on the farm and learning these trades.
Oh yeah, for sure. You've gotten a couple. The most people that have joined is to your farm because there's work to do, and those are people that have now, because you have 20 people that have gone up. They have a lot more than just 20 people. You've gotten like 100 immigrants that have come down into your town, so you've taken a couple of them up. They're strong working guys, man.
We finally got the fence up around the property now.
Oh, yeah.
With all the help.
The whole property.
Yeah,
The
right.
whole property.
Yeah,
It's only about 150 acres.
Absolutely, 6 months. So you are, as it stone. You get to say this is a time of prosperity. What kind of fence went around? Was it like a stone, like a pillar, and then like wood, or was it like
I think it would just be wood.
wood, like the nice
Yeah.
big poles?
Yeah, just pillar in, and then we're just trying to keep the cattle in, the
All
goats
right.
in.
It was.
But the goats don't stay in, and
No, they
motherfuckers, they jump out.
Yep. You're getting a little bit of a fox problem, but everything else is
They
good.
taste good. It's all right.
Fair enough. The
And the
fences.
pelts are nice.
The fence have been in. Your work has been done. You now have a stream. You've already sent a message out to your business partner about, trading all this stuff. Money's going to be coming in. On the next train that is scheduled in 3 days, your payment will come in from him because you've already sent your first shipment, so you're going to get your first payment.
Mr. Pie,
Cool.
down in Texas.
That's 6 months. All right. Mrs. Rose, what are we looking for?
I, for some reason, didn't write it down. Was it Linda?
Who? Oh, yes. Your
The
your
troublemaker?
girl? Yes.
Okay, well, Linda's gone missing.
That doesn't surprise me, even remotely.
She's having her time abroad. She's taking her
Yeah,
gap year.
something like that.
She may be in Reno.
Yeah, she might be, but nobody is really sure. She just kind of stopped showing up places all of a sudden. Other than that, Rose has been pretty focused on, making sure the school stuff is happening the way that needs to, and that things get turned over efficiently to.
You're happy at what you. I mean, you just literally came out of that. Is that what you were looking for, or
What do you mean?
like the presentations with all the different? Like you just came out of the school. Like as you walk out, is that?
So they have their own separate building now.
No, on the still side of the mansion. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's
that,
in the mansion. Okay, because I thought the school was going inside the saloon.
Oh, did you want that? That's fine. This is your
I thought
time
it
to
was-
shine.
I thought it was on the mansion too.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe
'cause
I
You can
A saloon, brothel, and a school.
Well, yeah, I was going to do that during the day, and then when the brothel stuff kicked up at night, then
Oh, that makes sense for the line then.
Right.
Yeah, it's your. This is one of yours.
that's what I remember. But
So,
I,
so
Oh, yeah,
the
that's-
schools and the brothel. There
I,
we go.
I tend to misremember.
Yeah, so that bell
Yeah, you
tower
didn't
has
write it
multiple
down.
purposes.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's true.
Oh,
Ring it
hold
in the
on.
morning for the children.
It's funny. Don't get ahead of me because I'm actually going somewhere with that exact joke. Just give me a little while.
But yeah, other than that, it's just been, making sure that the girls have everything they need to keep everybody happy.
A couple girls from the other place have asked to join your new establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take them or not?
Well, with enough training,
They
low
ca-
level entry position.
Okay. So they're Chip's barmaids.
Right.
Yeah,
Fair
they're
enough.
they're level 1.
Yeah.
They're not level 2.
Right.
All right,
And,
fair enough.
Rose has spent a lot of time with Chip,
Oh yeah, he's had a great time.
teaching him the distilling process that Rose uses.
It's rock magics.
Yeah. And
so good.
I mean, yeah, that's probably about it, really, just kind of setting that stuff up. So
Fantastic. Chip has taken to this like a duck to water. This is everything. I mean, think about how old he is.
Yeah.
Like he got his time stolen on this train. And think about where this train went. Who would need this kind of conductor? He's been in the highest society, in the craziest of places that only could benefit from like this level of Chip. He's been in the front of the house for the conductor, that crazy fuck once upon a time ago.
Same man
Yeah.
who didn't know what asparagus
Yeah,
was.
right. And like, he was so rich, also somehow well compensated.
yeah, I mean, he's been an incredible investor and very easy to work with. So
Oh, yeah.
And the casino's making money for you, which is in turn making money for everybody. I don't know what you've done with your money. What have you done with your money? That'd probably be the last part of it.
well, I mean, a lot of it probably has been reinvested to take some of the stuff that we initially built and upgrade it and stuff like that. Probably focusing mostly on the saloon and the brothel, better beds.
Okay. All right. So so astounding area, maybe getting people out of tents, and
yeah.
then everything else into the club.
Yeah.
All right. The populace has helped pay that because you have a gambling saloon.
Yeah.
I think that you just got in last week your wheel concept that Chip just kept on. He wouldn't shut up about roulette.
I saw it
Oh,
one
really?
time in
Like,
France.
like he just wouldn't shut up, and he's like, no, we need to we don't we do have the crashman, and sometimes I gotta put my foot down, and I'll want it.
The odds seem like it's in their favor, but it's really
Yeah,
not.
right, yeah, right. The whole thing, just so genuine. It's a brand new attraction. It's bringing new people into the club.
We got the devil wheel.
Times are good.
Right.
Times are good.
I think Alistair basically done two things.
All right.
One thing that he's done is he's helped set up a little basement area for Pierre and Travel and poor Bunsen
Okay.
to research.
Yep.
Basically, they're working with.
You're making your own Q department.
Yeah, well, they're working with the silver powder.
Okay.
They're kind of like my R&D team.
Oh, sure.
You know, I don't go down there, but they bring the results. You know, because their ghoul is not like they can at least handle it, and Pierre's
Okay.
human, so they're doing that.
Yeah.
And then I think Alistair
They're
is
all enthralled with their work. You know, I can definitely see Pierre, he's set up really neat, obstacles for him to shoot different kinds of bullets. And you know what I mean? He has different materials he's trying to shoot through.
and then we
find
send
the
we send
opacity.
our research back up to Cap as
Sure.
part of the deal because
Yep.
he sends us
Oh, yeah,
silver.
yeah.
And then I think one thing Alistair does is he opens his safe, and it's actually pretty full of money now.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
he-
two economics.
Yeah,
and
so-
they pay in fucking silver.
Yeah, so he looks at that, and he also sees the winnings from the casino and Chip's money. It's all in here. So he's actually just gave the schematics to open a bank, the first bank of the town.
Nice.
Because
So he's the banker. He's the front.
Well, no, I mean I'm going to open a bank
Okay.
basically because my
Well, you would need a front
Western
of somebody.
Union?
You need.
Oh, no,
What?
Do
You
we have
get-
a town name
You
yet?
get,
it's a
I don't think so.
union.
sure,
It's a union bank.
but you get a new ally. So name your new ally. He's going to be the front man of your bank.
Okay, I'll get back to you on that.
Cash.
All right.
Yeah.
Cash. There we go.
His name, he only goes by Greenback.
Sure. You have a new ally to use at your disposal.
So we're gonna
Be
be
part of
opening
that.
up a bank soon, so that this money can be deposited in a safer area because my safe is actually can't hold much more because it's got the casino winnings and it's got the silver from Cap and it's got chip shit and he's just
What a
like,
wonderful problem.
oh yeah, no, he's looking at it, he's just like, oh, thank God.
It feels like that moment in Moulin Rouge where everything's going so well.
I know.
6 months ago, everything in this safe would have fit in my pocket. So
Right? Yeah.
Thank God Chip isn't going to be like, what? That's not what you said to me. All right. No, the night air is crisp. What would you like to do in your bustling town? You do see people running around. It is a little bit late, but you know what? Your school's late because that's when you can appreciate it. So everyone's taking on, other than the farmers, kind of more of a nocturnal schedule.
Well, I would imagine too, some of the kids would be needed to help with things around town, like probably helping Cowboy. And,
Oh, yeah,
You know,
of
all that
course.
kind of stuff. So they get to do that in the morning, and then school's more of an afternoon, evening thing.
Sure.
Plus the summers are so hot here. You know,
Yeah.
it just makes sense to do
the
your
best
work.
time
Yeah.
at the best times at night. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And something that's actually helping that process are the people from Reno. They've been living in this condition for 200 years. You know what I mean? They're conditioned to. They are nighttime. In fact, that's one of the reasons maybe you employ some of them. Actually, you said yes, but the barmaids, they work the night shift they work the night. Oh, they work the day shift, right?
Yeah, they probably.
Yeah,
Well, no, I would imagine they can work both.
Yeah.
You
One
know?
on one.
Yeah.
So are your level ones like Coyote Ugly style?
Yeah.
They're very
Dancing around the
attractive.
bar to get them to
Yeah.
learn how to do what they do.
In fact, all your cowboys thinks they're twins. They're like, oh my god, both. You know, you see, almost
Yeah, they're
in the-
dancing at the bar. They're
Yeah.
doing things. And they're like, "Shh, Rose is watching." And
Yeah,
they're just
right.
like over the banister and just
Right.
doing like that cold calculated, and then you
Yes.
just disappear.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so spooky.
You all hear a big gong, and you know that sound of the gong. There is 24 gongs that are rung, one every hour. This is your friend Shove. This is part of his new church. He has 24 tomes. He rings the bell every hour on the hour, so everyone knows what time it is.
Heard, chef. No.
Yep. Yep. And you know it exactly to be that, 1 a.m. tome. Bum.
1 a.m. already.
The nights go so fast.
Yeah, he's gotten quite a congregation at this point.
Right.
No, he's done well. I haven't stopped him.
This is your town. What would you like to explore?
I mean, Alistair is probably finishing up some of his paperwork and probably going to head to the casino brothel thing. It's where he spends, a decent amount of his time. 'Cause it's where,
What is that called? What's the name of the brothel?
Oh, I had it in the very beginning. Well, I think I was just going to call it Rose's Place or something.
That's fair enough.
Or Desert Rose or something. You have a
What-
pen there.
I know. I need something to write on.
Oh,
the Rosenthorn.
yeah. Something
the
like that.
All right. So what today? I'll let you rename it tomorrow. What are we calling it today? Ba-da-da-da. The band's going crazy. Silvers are flowing.
Yeah.
Everything's
it's going to be
going good.
one quippy,
Yeah, right.
We could tie the silver into the title of the place.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
The Silver
Silver
Saloon.
Yeah, Silver Saloon. That's good. I
Silver
like that.
Saloon.
Yeah.
All right. So the first bar in Vegas
Is the Silver Saloon.
is the Silver Saloon.
Silver Saloon. What makes us interesting is are the chips that you have at the table. They all have a little. They're powderized. They got the little shimmer of the
of
blue silver.
Oh, I love that. Everything's dipped in. There's so much silver. Everything's just. It's no longer a commodity. Not for you.
And it's not allowed on the second floor.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
looking back at all that Vegas will become and the heights that it climbs, they'll never know this kind of freedom. When even the chips were dipped in silver. You hear the crackle of the dice. That was one of the very first ones that you guys have put in, and the roar and oar of like the entire group, half losing, half going. A small ruckus as you see a man that thinks somebody else is cheating in the back, and your security does take him, away as he's yelling, and the card goes flying, and the table itself starts laughing, and old Larry, he can't hold his liquor. Who are you looking for? Behind the bar, you do see Chip. Just,
Yeah.
Tom Cruising, if you could ever Tom Cruise.
Right. So
Yeah, you're
Rose.
there. I mean, everyone's just.
Rose is finally not wearing black, so she's finished with her mourning.
Okay.
So she's wearing this stunning, like, emerald colored gown, and she comes down the stairs very dramatically, of course, and
So flowy.
yeah, and she finds one of the poker tables to sit down at, and that's kind of where she will hold court, so to speak, for the evening.
Yep.
I can take a cue. I take my 2 fingers of whiskey and I make my way across the bar.
Yeah.
It was good to see you. Boys.
Thank you.
So I heard about Morwell's. He wants to talk about politics.
I'll be right back. Off the clock, Chip.
I'm gonna follow Alistair.
All right. Snagging a drink as one of the girls walk by.
But yeah, I'm grabbing a full mug of the brew.
Oh, you go behind the bar, Chip has seen you do this 1,000 times. You prefer not to be served by him. You like that you have you have fucking 3 selections. There are 3 different
A
kinds
man
of
keeps
beer.
what he earns.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
By the
That
sweat of
was-
his brow.
Yeah, right, that was a thing they
Special
got.
shelf.
And
You're the originator of top shelf liquor.
There we go.
you do have one of them that's kind of like the secret. It's called the Center Blue, and you're rumored to have it. Only people that know about that tap can have it. It is rumored to have a little bit of that mushroom from What Up North. Rumored that they add a little bit of it into.
It's
their
like
brew,
absinthe.
essentially. Yeah.
But better.
Well, essentially, yeah.
Doesn't
But
taste
more
like
licorice.
licorice.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like licorice, and it just kind of makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just take a seat, holding court.
Yeah. You just sit here playing some cards.
What are we playing? Texas Hold'em, blackjack. What table we at today?
table are we at today? Definitely not blackjack. That feels base. There's not really any.
The big draw is the
Finesse.
roulette table. That just got in.
Of course,
too
and
big.
that's
There's too big
why
of a
we're at the
crowd,
poker
yeah.
table.
Oh, are you watching everyone
Yeah.
like?
We're at
We're
the
just-
corner high limit.
Yeah, we're just watching our money pour into this place.
You do see
we, can
Pierre
play some,
Poof.
we can play some Texas Hold'em, I guess.
actually,
Yeah.
The one that you see that's like he's surprised that it's his day off. He's at the craps tables. You know,
Yeah.
He's like
You know,
dressed up very
he lost his
nice,
paycheck here last
you know.
week.
Yeah, you know, he's not very good.
He's
you
not
know,
mad either. Like,
Yeah. He's just-
he was mad that I was paying him, but the money comes back to me anyways. It's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
I think that's the whiskey.
no, it's actually it's Fernet. It's in a little like tulip kind of glass that he's
He
this is his refinement.
He
of-
just loves working on that silver, you know.
Yeah.
just-
All the power to him.
Shit.
Better him than us.
Again.
Truly.
Always wants. Always wants.
Yeah, this has become a thing. You know what I mean?
So does our table have like plain chips without the silver in them?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
got-
like, yeah, right. And the last benevolent thing I'll give you guys, you do have when you're in the mansion. At this point, you've been able to populate enough of the two things. You've gotten 2 train loads full of not just equipment but people, so you can staff the mansion comfortably. So everyone's, if you're in the mansion, if you're using any of those amenities, that is comfortably staffed. You couldn't ask for absurd things out of it, but like you're able to have spaces and rooms that fit your needs.
Rose, how are the girls now that we have hot water?
Much easier to
Oh,
deal
yeah.
with.
Cut sheet down. Just thrill.
like that
Yeah.
scream crying.
Right.
Just a little bit too hot.
Yeah.
I have noticed I can't smell them coming anymore.
Yeah, you know they're both very thrilled. And
I feel like every time I met them, I could hear adjacent to the problem at hand was the water.
yeah,
So-
so that's made my life a lot easier, and theirs much better to deal with. So
That's good.
yeah, it's definitely something that I'm thankful for here.
How's the farm, Rusty? How is everything up there?
We're doing pretty good now.
The-
We got
The goats have been so helpful. They help mow down the thing that exposes the grasses that the actual cows want to eat. Like symbiotic things are happening. Like this is.
We've
and we don't have any garbage anymore.
we've had
Damn goats are eating anything.
we've had a pretty
That's
good we've had a
great.
pretty good supply of consistent food and water for the people. So
I'll give you a +1. Not a whole inspiration point, but I'll give you you can +1 one die. That's pretty funny.
just it's been about 6 months. It's nice to. It feels like things are really starting to take root.
Yes, it feels like things have settled down to the way that things were intended to be. So
Yeah, we've expanded the 50% in
Good.
about 6 months.
wonderful.
Good. I'm like also writing this down while I'm playing like Texas Hold'em. I'm like,
Yeah, well,
That's it.
forever taking.
I know
notes.
Alistair likes all the numbers and the details. And
Yes.
it's hard to keep track of the winnings at the casino. By the way, how's the brothel? Is it profitable?
The brothel's going well. It looks like I'm going to need to bring on at least 2, maybe 3 new girls here in the next few months. So I've got to begin that search to find the right girls.
Yeah, people are starting to hear about the town. They seem to stay for at least the weekend.
Yeah, and there is something about a Friday night that humans still seem to love.
Oh
so-
yeah, they get so horny.
I don't know what that
Friday
is.
through Sunday is
Oh,
just
man.
Something that all of you
fuck
aware
fest.
of. There is this. Cap has talked to you specifically, Alistair. He has an illegal trade of mushrooms in his city.
it's weird he calls it illegal because there is no government
he
over there.
Proffers it. He proffers it, and he wants people to take them, but it gives them a side income, and it gives it an under. He explains it a very like the importance of an under economy,
Yeah.
like and blah blah blah. It's a free resource that comes from their Walter frustration anyway. Like it's a, and the whole purpose of it he cultivated because it makes them want to fuck. So, like, he's trying to opiate his masses to make a biggest population as humanly possible. So, it's against the rules, so you have to regulate it. Because he's like, trust me, you don't want them to just have access to it. It gets really bad. The first year was a complete loss. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm
so-
reading this while
yeah,
looking
right,
at
yeah.
my safe
Yeah.
full of money. Just like,
Small quantities make them want it and make them feel like they're getting away with something. Every once in a while, you need to punish someone, but obviously, it's better to have. Also, it makes everyone more pliable.
I respond with, have you ever heard of gambling?
Yeah,
Rose is always scanning the crowd, looking for somebody new to add to her flock. So she's always kind of scanning and looking and
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have tourists coming from the big city up north being like, oh, it's so quaint.
Right,
like,
yeah.
you know, and they're like very, I almost think of them as like Swedish, like, da, la, 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 you know, like wearing like everything rolled up, shorts in the winter.
They love to play pretend. Actually, Pierre, if you would, when you're done losing your money, if you could come over here for a minute.
Cheat.
Always once.
Takes his couple, like shoves it into his breast pocket. It kind of pulls up as his, you know. I'm so glad that you built this into my life. Like I did not have enough addictions.
You don't have to be here, man. I mean,
Oh yeah,
you get free drinks.
And he goes, "Well, that is nice." And he's nice little crystallized tulip glass that he has. It's only his. There's only one. You know, he drinks this Fernet.
Any updates about any silver
Oh, of course.
research?
Yeah.
Just wondering how it's going on down there.
You know what? I needed to go up to Cap anyway. So why don't you all come? I'll show you what we're doing on the fence.
Yeah, it'd be nice
I mean,
to
it
see.
is war after all. Huh?
Can you like air out the room first? Because I went down there like last month and it was
Oh, no,
there were
no.
particulates and it
Yeah,
was just-
he's not.
my eyes stung for like a week.
Yeah, that's what I tell you. He's not in the caves anymore. He's moved to the field.
Who? What?
We're going to see.
We're field testing? Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God.
Okay. I'd write this in my little
Yeah,
ledger.
6 months is quite a long time when you had his resources and our artisans. I mean,
Okay, well, let's go to the field, I guess.
Yeah, Alistair, I've
I'm
noticed
gonna,
that.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll to see what my hand is. See. Actually, I'm gonna stay.
Alistair, I've noticed that Cap has something that you don't. He's got a name for his city.
Yes, I've been mulling over things, but I was waiting until it started to feel like more than a shanty town of mud and brick. But yeah, it is about time that we name this place, huh?
And I certainly don't want to, announce things before it's too early, but it does feel like we are on that cusp. So,
I've heard people starting to call it Yule. End of line.
That sounds dark.
doesn't
Yeah.
sound like a weekend vacation destination
that's
at all.
one of the reasons I bring it up to you because it doesn't feel right.
We need
No,
a name
no.
that invites like a 4-day vacation.
Something that it shouldn't be there.
Right.
But when you get there, you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you hear tall stories and you don't understand it until you're there. Yeah. That.
They are calling this place the Devil's Playground. I'm sure I can work something with that. Make it sound nice.
Kind of fits. There's a lot of sinning going on.
There is.
Thank
If you
God.
if you believe that kind of thing.
Well, I guess thank goodness.
We're circling it. We'll get there.
Yeah. Circling that drain.
We're close. We're close. Not quite yet.
you hear another one of the bells right as you do. It's funny because the whole town's eyes go over. You know, it's an actual service. He spent everything that he brought in and all of his services. He was helping people growing crops and helping, walking around making coins. And he was just making these weird bells. Straight to the blacksmith.
He's made silver bells.
Yes, he has 24 of them that he has in an arch. All his churches is this arch of 24 bells.
Do they have different tones?
Oh,
or-
every single one of them. One,
Okay.
2, 24 hours in a day.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Please, we'd love to be syndicated.
I think that one
yeah.
may be copyrighted.
Yeah, it
Ding,
has.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has that, and he has a big pit in the front of his church, a little altar in the middle of his arch, and his sermon is he gets cattle from you or goats, hunts those down, or any wild game, and he just cooks them for the people right on that fire in front of him, and just gives out free food to anyone that needs it, and
Frees me up.
sure does.
Yeah.
So every day he's just sacrificing goats and right in his pit and
his
put it on fire.
Oh yeah, I guess on our way to. I'm just following Pierre at
Yeah.
this point.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well, as you guys ride on, one second. Where do I want to make that pause? You guys continue to ride. Now I'll take it right here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I got a wonderful second part of our episode to come up. We'll be right back in 15. I deserve my Oscar.
If anyone deserves an Oscar, it's Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's going to be taken so out of context. Yes.
We're talking about Daniel Day-Lewis,
Daniel
guys. Don't worry.
Day-Lewis,
We're
yeah.
saying that he deserves an Oscar.
Yes. Just a funny cut in. Thank you so much for joining.
You're
us.
welcome.
Also, Robbie, if you've got
Yeah.
an extra one.
Yeah, I got some self space, man. Yes, as you guys are been writing for a while, of course, Alistair, you have been side-saddled, has been canonically confirmed.
Yep.
Although a fantastic writer, just boingy boingy.
I enjoy it.
Pierre Pouf is.
It's easier to smoke your pipe when you're
right.
side saddle.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Both hands, you can get the light going on.
Yep.
And you, at this point, you've had enough time to train your horse to take out your proper stance.
God, sometimes I really hate Alistair. Continue.
You must be in your shorts, right? In your safari outfit.
With your knobby knees.
Yeah, knobby knees, cane.
I didn't go home and change. I didn't have time to change, so I'm just in my
You're in your
usual
suit.
attire.
Yeah.
Leader hose. And
But you would be like, I wish I was in my. You know, I'm currently on a journey.
It would be nice.
I wish you should have brought your machete for sure.
Safari helmet.
Yeah, yes. The cane's
Rusty,
still
which
in
one
tow.
is the North Star?
You guys are bobbing along.
it's the bright one up there.
See if you can remember that. Hold on.
See
Wits
if
and
I
awareness.
can
Yeah, no. Intelligence
for
and
the-
investigation, because you have shit fucking way of maneuvering.
Where are my dice?
But
Hold on.
if
I
you-
don't know what you did with them. I really don't.
I don't know.
Do you want to roll some of these?
I
ones?
got some over here. Okay, so intelligence and
have
what?
an
Like
investigation. Because you know what? You are shit with you are shit when it comes to that, but you're smart enough to figure out the North Star. So if you really care. Nope.
It's the bright one up there.
So
I got
when he,
-1.
yeah, right. So when he points, you see the
That's the
tail.
moon.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yep, it's just not gonna happen. Curiouser.
Every once in a while, I'm gonna do a check
nature,
to see
like,
if
to
I
see if
can
you can
fix this.
bring
but
that up.
Yeah, I do. I will say, I will say,
Write
that-
it down on your character sheet.
No,
you
I've
now
got-
have a -1.
No, I've
senior
already.
next.
I have to roll. I have to roll 7s for any
Direction.
nature-related directional.
Yeah, how
I have to roll higher than everybody else.
These tricks in the beginning of your campaign.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Zorro.
Oh,
would be-
he's so
can't get
good
it
at
right.
everything else. Okay,
fair enough.
I love him. I'm
yeah.
back to loving him. We're back. Okay.
You guys are strelated. You're having your nice little cup, as you're. I think actually it's like a saucer, and ding, 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 as you're going through. He takes you to. You hear a distant rumble. They've been working on weapons. Pierre Pouf is still just blazing a trail.
I guess I'll get off my side saddle and just fully mount
Do
real
some
quick.
Yeah,
stretches.
right. The horse unfortunately goes pretty far left. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Not expecting it. But it does veer back on course as the dust kicks up behind your hooves as you guys get closer and closer. A new thing, Dr. Travel has been given over to some of the. There's been give and take in between some of you guys as more professionals. You know what I mean? Like you've taken the woman that can create mounds out of dirt. You've given them Dr. Travel to help mechanize some things. Quite a mind, As you crest the hill, you look down and you see it almost looks like cannons, but way longer and no embellishment. Like just a very, not silvery, like it doesn't have silver in it, but a polished tube that just seems to extend quite far. The work it would have taken to do this. They're on like a moving cart, all done with brass. You see all those gears that you saw very currently, and the people that were there up in Reno. A mechanized area to make this easier to move around. You
I
see
really
horse-
should have kept tabs on this.
This seems troubling.
Yeah, horses with like big balls of what like almost looks like hay sticking out of it to like make sure that they're not injured, but they're always straddled to these moving pieces of almost war. As you walk up, you do see Captain sitting in a like director's chair, a very like rusk, like just like a piece of cloth that he can lean against. All right, fire! Boom! You hear all 10 cannons go off at the same time. You see an explosion come off of the muzzle of all these two pieces, and a projectile in the night sky. It like, kind of disappears.
Rusty, the North Star.
Yeah, right.
No, that's still not it.
but before they hit the ground, maybe about 12 feet before they would hit the ground, after the arc, you see them all go 10 in unison as if they were timed out with a fuse. You see a very large cloud, like just a straight line of it, and then sparkles that shine off of those explosions.
Well, at least they finished pretty.
They're like fireworks, but they'll kill you.
As always, quite the astute. Yes,
Could you load those with silver?
that is what they've been loaded with.
Oh.
That's quite a distance.
Yeah, so we're trying to
What
figure
is that,
out
like a half mile?
the timing of the fuses and when they explode is the difference. Because too high, the silver crystals will just dissipate, and too low, and there's no dissipation at all. So to figure out the distance, we'll have to have individual barrels that explode that way.
Can I do a firearms check to see if I can give him some insights?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Would you like intelligence and firearms?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll that too because I have like 4 firearms as
Sure,
well.
sure. I mean, he's not that. I mean, like honestly, when he won his wars, it was with sword, axe. Like you don't want to be in close combat with this guy.
Right.
But I mean, he would know how to use firearms, but he would find it beneath him. You know. Other than this is big.
Yeah, this is munition.
Oh
not
yeah, this is
firearm.
neat.
Yeah.
Like he's inventing this shit.
4.
4, yeah, absolutely. How many over there?
I got 2. I had 3, but then
I say with 2, you see that there's a limitation from the angle of the guns. They're going to need a third cart that has like a lift, a way to stabilize this thing when it's traveling, not when it's aiming, but when it's traveling. To make this move better, you're going to need 3 carts. That's what you see. How many?
4.
Jesus, man.
It's one of my bigger roles, so.
You think about like when you were being taught by your sire.
My dad taught me.
This is better. Cool.
My daddy.
All right. Well, why don't you paint me
Did
a
it.
picture? Where are you from? I don't even.
No, Rose is upper class London,
Okay.
and she, grew up in a, well, no, sorry, she's not. That's my LARP character. She was like as middle class as
Okay.
you could get, and her dad used to hunt.
Okay. So that's how you learned how to
And
shoot.
stuff like that, yeah. But he started to teach her quite young, like 6 or 7, and
Sure.
she would started to tag along with him, and he taught her how to handle a gun, how to load, how to shoot, how to aim, all of that stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah, you kind of look at all that, and you remember a lesson from your dad, and he's like, so when he's teaching you how to adjust your scope, he's like, it's wind and distance, blah 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 blah. And he goes into a longer. Sorry, I'm not a hunter.
Rose picks up some dirt and
yeah, yeah.
sprinkles it and sees which way the winds are going,
Yeah, right.
and she starts making suggestions on another setup.
Going on down.
Yeah.
You see 2 people from as you walk with those. I'll give you more because I'm sorry, I don't know how to aim a gun really correctly. But what you do see is guys wearing the same kind of clothes. You saw this kind of being echoed in Cap City. Like whoever is going to whatever job, it's like they have a similar uniform.
Right.
So this is a new uniform. This is nice polished buttons, some time. And you can almost, you've seen military outfits before. You can see general rank and whatnot. And when he said before 6 months ago he was building an army, this is not a lot of your townsfolk.
Right. Got it.
Dr. Travel is there, but
Very interesting, Candace. Do you think you could scale it down and do kind of a shotgun effect?
he's talking to Travel.
I'm talking to Travel and yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say and Bunsen, but Benson doesn't really
Yeah, right
care.
now, well, no, Bunson's there. You know what I mean? And he's like Bunsen has the answer, and he looks over to Travel. He's like, sorry, Travel. What is the purpose of the explosions? Like 1-to-1, boom, boom.
Yeah, I was just thinking, how a shotgun works, and
But you want the sparkles to be the bullet, huh?
yeah, if they could be like a condensed series of balls similar to a shotgun, but when they leave the gun, it's more of a
Like a papa.
yeah, like a popper,
Yeah.
and then hit them with an effect.
It would
Maybe
be,
like half of them silver balls and half of them powderized, so you get like a cloud, and you get the penetration.
Well,
I'm just the idea guy. I don't.
Would be gruesome.
yeah, right.
That's-
I
that's-
can see why that'd be a problem with that, though. If you were using it and weren't paying attention and the wind was in your face, that's going to blow all that silver
Yes.
right back into your
It
face.
would. You definitely got to be downwind of it.
That's why you
Well, we already have the. I mean, we already have the.
have your munition squad be a little less like us and a lot more like them.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter to them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, when you say that, actually, Rusty, why don't you give me a wits and awareness roll as you kind of look over the cap?
And awareness. Shit. Some of that. Buddy, you're gonna lick your foot off. That's a big old 0.
Oh. You curse around and like you're just taking into the breathtaking how well these things are machined. Like you've seen cannons, right? And they're like made of like pretty much wrought iron. You know what I mean? Like melted together. Yeah, the embellishments are the only pretty part of cannons. Everything else is just pretty much like it's almost like a bell shape. Comes in, explosion at the top, and then sends a projectile. These things look like they're just machined, as if the hand of God had come in and made a perfect cylinder. And it makes you really think about just the craftsmanship of that region. Had there been any successes, that's what you get taken into, but you don't get any more information out of
I
it.
have no wits and I'm not aware.
I'm just the guy.
I have the knit of wits.
I'm just saying it would be interesting if you could try and scale it down to handhelds.
Yeah, but it would be definitely a venture.
It may be easy just to fill, a shotgun round with silver pellets. That's one thing.
He like goes down and he starts taking notes, and he kind of he just wants to go to books and go to this project. So like you've seen this behavior multiple times. You get him go. He's like a wind-up doll.
Yeah.
You crank his chain enough, and like he finally.
Right? Aren't you forgetting something?
Yeah, right. He's oh. Do I have to do the dance?
Are you going to work on it?
It is a requirement, I'm afraid.
I'm
Are you going to focus on the?
Yes, I have all focus.
How many other projects do you have right now? Be honest.
The answer is
4
Okay. And what's at the top of it right now? What's at the top?
things that go boom boom from my muskets.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand him a little blood vial.
He like scrolls it away, like looks over his shoulder and like.
You're still making
takes
him
it.
do the truffle shuffle?
As you can see, no. There was one time I was very drunk.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
You act like it wasn't.
It was the highlight of the evening.
Yep. Yeah, you see Bunsen carry after himself. Actually, something. Actually, why don't Rose? No, I guess this would go to Alistair. Alistair, because you're looking at your guy. Why don't you give me a wits and awareness roll?
Wits and awareness.
Okay. Well, you go. Fuck you. 1, 2. That's 4, 5.
So you saw him sneakily take it and then we kind of walk back, but you do see Bunsen that's like kind of behind him, and Bunsen is very smartly with this little clipboard. Like, what makes you notice is it starts to move slightly with that many successes. That's slightly incorrect, as if he's holding it there for a reason, and it's just a small tip of his elbow that shows that he gives the last little bit of the beaker to Bunsen.
He gets like a drop. That's not fair,
I gave him a vial at one time. I don't know if he rationed it or not.
buddy.
Something you notice.
Okay. I can't have 2 children, right? As much as I like Bunsen.
For Bunsen.
Any news, Cap? Anything? Anything on the agenda?
Unless my calendar is wrong, it's quite a big day. The exchange of your next part of rent, 20 for 20. Yes.
Yeah.
That's today?
Well,
Yes.
I thought it was when the train arrived.
Yeah.
Well, it should be arriving fairly soon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is kind of why we had some festivals. How did it go?
Had some what? Sorry?
Well, the thing at the church or the school, I guess is what
Excuse
you're
me.
calling it.
Rose.
Sorry. I don't know where that came from. Sorry.
He dusts off some silver, you know?
yeah. Well, I mean, that's their quarterly review that they do every 3 months.
Quarter?
Yes. And it's just to show the town that the school is being productive and is showing results and that it is making improvements for the better.
Our children are educated, our coffers are full, and the people tend to enjoy the city that we're building.
They're happy and they don't ask questions.
That's the best part of it.
Truly.
Something that runs nicely.
I mean,
Good.
they just drop their money and they leave with a smile.
Gambling, yes. Make rich rich, make poor people rich, and rich people poor.
Yeah, we only had one payout and it wasn't even that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a few days and it'll just get itself back.
Incredible.
But it's good. It's given us some insight on how we want to build this city and what we want to make out of it. And I believe having a bastion for all sorts will be just what this new land needs.
And on the front with the Sabat down in Mexico.
We have heard from Barnaby.
He's not dead.
He's not, so that's a good thing. He
I
has
wouldn't
said that
enjoy it if it was.
things. He said that things are progressing as they should be, and he has had nothing bad to report. He has suggested that we plant. What was it? Agave?
Agave.
Oh, that
Yes.
reminds me. This is for you, and I hand him a bottle of tequila.
Tequila. What is it?
It's made out of cactus.
That's that agave that he sent up. What I've found is if you sprinkle a little bit of salt over it, it tastes a little better. Just opens it up.
He looks around and like nonchalantly just gestures his hands over. One of the guards comes over and he like looks at his been working hard. It's one of his officers, so he's
Right.
like not covered in shit or dirt. Takes 2 fingers and just wipes his forehead for the salt and takes a swig and licks his fingers. Oh, you are correct. That is quite nice. On you go.
And it grows in desert climate, so Barnaby's very excited to potentially start.
Agave fields. Agave?
I believe it's agave.
Agave.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too bad. I liked that one.
It's agave.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
The time that's the canonly, that's the time that it almost was one or the other.
Yeah, things are going well. There shouldn't be any issues coming up. Any information from the Camarilla, or are they still silent?
Well, they weren't exactly thrilled that I said that I was more Camarilla than they were.
Oh, so you talked to them? Okay.
Also, explained to them that the railroad no longer went to where they thought it was going to go. It was quite a penmanship duel, I'll tell you what. I have said, fuck it and come fight me. I screw around and find out.
Did you?
Yes, but if you see,
It's hard
I've
cut
taken
to him
pro-
putting "fuck it, fight me."
yeah,
Right.
yeah. But as you see,
And then another hard cut to like some venture the camera, like this son of a bitch.
yeah.
Fuck this guy.
And Giovanni just breaks out into tendrils.
I like
He's my
that
best friend.
Fuck it, fight me, but fornicate around and find out.
Yeah. It's like, but I've made these 10 cannons.
Okay, just so you're aware, if they do come for you, that's on you.
No, this is why we need the Sabat.
That's what we're working on. But I'm just saying.
Oh, we're all gonna die if we don't get them.
Okay, well,
That's
what the
something positive to think about.
You see like just like a stalwart general that believes completely in his cause, and he's like, no, this is the
But-
promised land or not.
Are they aware of the
No,
silver?
you
Are
were
they aware
right.
of the silver wire?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, good.
We'll
And then-
destroy them with this.
well, yeah,
No. You were right. You opened my eyes.
yeah, I did.
And Big Hand, I can't thank you enough.
Okay.
I had lost the way.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that it can only be my way.
Makes sense to me. I just want to.
He's like
God.
mid thought. He goes fired. Boom, 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 boom.
I would like to nice punctuation. I would like to reiterate that our city will be a neutral ground for.
Of course, I won't dare fire in here.
No, I know. I'm just I'm saying that as you see the potential here, our potential growth in creating this neutral zone where everybody can have these conversations. Because I'm sure after your war, there will be treaties to be signed, and they will be signed in our city under neutral ground laws. And that is going to be the beauty of working together now.
He like snaps his finger, a person comes up, and very quickly he writes a decree. It will be signed. And what am I calling this?
How do you guys feel about paradise?
Heard of it in the Bible. It talks about it.
Inspiration.
I've heard of it.
That's wonderful.
Well, if you have heard of it, then I suppose it's as good a name as any.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a great place.
It's
Yes.
better than end of the line.
Yes.
And
I believe so.
people that are on these long journeys, where else would they want to go if not
To the end of
paradise on the
line.
map?
Yeah. Ooh. Yes.
The decree will be made in paradise.
And they're gonna
Flourished.
think that's a symbolic thing, but like
Right.
literally it's gonna be us. They're gonna be like in paradise.
Yep.
It's gonna kill all of us.
Now, as we're standing here talking, are there any humans like within earshot?
Oh yeah.
Not
In
anymore, they're all
fact,
deaf.
Well, I mean, yes, there would be like every there's 10 cannons. Every cannon has a group of 5 that are manning it. They can be regimented. You know what I mean? After the last one, you can already see the guy in the back that's supposed to open up the back part of it. There's another person that comes and gets rid of all the waste. Blah blah
Right.
blah blah blah. So, but I mean, if you say I want to keep my voice down, you can.
Yeah, I want to speak to just the kindred here.
Yeah. You know.
I had a thought about this. You've got all these humans running these weapons and stuff.
Yes.
What happens if they realize that they could use that on us and they could overtake us? Do we have any assurances?
Well, I mean, I know in my city, without my Toreador's influence, they wouldn't be happy at all. We take some of the edges off of them. We smooth out their subtle differences.
They understand that that's coming from you?
No,
I think he's saying it's more of
It's a
you
subtle-
fight for what you believe in, and when somebody is attempting to
It's okay, buddy.
What happened?
he went to move and he fell over.
Well, Buddy's like one leg was up, like itching himself, so he didn't have any. Like I didn't realize how pinnacle he was.
just
I'm just
tumbled.
like, stop! And he just was on perfect access and just looked at me in the eyes and went, "No!"
He's not as nimble as a cat. with
No.
one leg up.
My God.
right on his tailbone.
Right.
Just
Taking it back.
yeah. no, that's staying in. Are you kidding me?
Sorry. Gosh.
I just want to see my eyes go.
Yeah.
Hold for dog.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
truly.
I did just push over my
Yeah, you
son.
earned that
one. I
can't even
yeah.
say anything.
But,
He's going to argue with that.
but yeah, paradise. I think that's great. That works. I mean,
So,
wait,
Alistair, is there something that we can do to sort of manage things the way that...
You're gonna have to read. I can't focus on anything.
Buddy the camel
Yeah.
is filling down.
Well, he definitely made his presence known in this.
what is it?
episode.
Alice the camel has 4 hooves. I can't remember how it goes.
Canadian.
God damn you!
No idea what that is.
You don't even have camels. Do you have camels? I don't know anymore.
We don't
Yeah.
have camels, no. We are a
have-
magical place,
we-
but no camels.
We call them snow camels.
Yeah.
They're moose.
It's a moose. I was gonna say that at home.
Yeah, similar size.
Our snow
I'm
camels
not-
have antlers.
Yeah.
I'm not just.
I mean, they
calling-
run on water, so.
I'm now just calling moose Canada looking camels. Like,
Canadian camels.
those damn Canadian camels.
That sounds like a racial thing.
Jesus.
Okay. Russ, what I believe Cap is saying is that when somebody is happy and any outside entity attempts to remove that happiness, they're going to fight to keep the happiness. So he's not at really any danger of them turning on him.
I'm not worried about him so much as us. He's got his shit taken care of and squared away.
Oh, ours is.
I
We're not
will
arming.
try.
We're getting there, but I don't think we're quite at his level yet.
Yeah, I think we're going to, we have a stockpile of our own weapons that we've.
Pause for motorcycle.
We have a stockpile of our own weaponry, but we haven't released them into rotation yet.
I also know that Rose has her methods
Do?
of,
Quelling the crowd.
yeah.
Something
Yeah.
of frustration though, like the first couple weeks you were there, it was a bunch of people were like, "What do you do?" It's like, "I'm currently governor of the 4th district," right? And then you came to realize that next year they're not going to be. They're going to be at a step down from their position, then a step down.
Oh,
You
right.
know what I mean? Unless you specialize and prove that you need to stay on this line.
So really, the happiest person around is the person on the bottom of the ladder because they know they can only go up.
Well, you did see some of those guys. You saw some of the the 40-year-olds, some of the big in fact, the one that Alistair fed up on, that was a guy that was like an overseer, and but he still had a position, still fed well. The joyfulness of all that. But people are spending money freely because they know that after their turn at the top, it's going to be a step down.
Right.
It's an excellent question you raised, Rusty, and it's definitely one we need to take into consideration. But also, again, I want protection and deterrence more than I want an army.
Well, I mean, also, our religion seems to be a way to control the cattle as well. So perhaps we need to speak to your preacher.
Right. Now I understand we also have.
We could arm his people.
We
Yeah.
have some other people to assist us in situations like that who don't have the same sensitivities that we do. With Miss Thistle and Mr. Rattlesnake.
That is true.
But it was just something that popped into my head with seeing this massive thing that you've created that can take out dozens of kindred at once.
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of just like a mutually assured destruction thing where just nobody fucks around with the city because, the devastation would be too heavy on both sides, as a deterrent. Not that I want to, but,
Yeah.
What I can tell you is they won't see our first barrage coming. No, I don't believe anyone's figured out atomized silver. You need a vein this pure, or a production model that I don't think anyone's figured out to this point. So our first attack will be devastating. But after that, they will change the tactics.
There's only so much you can do against atomized silver.
Yeah.
Trust me, we've been looking into that too. There's not a lot of options
No.
besides not being around it.
That shit hurts.
Yes.
So, they can change their tactics, but, you can't, once it's in the air, it's in the air.
But that's the problem with the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Their problem can become our problem quite quickly.
I have been reading, and there are certain issues that happen when you being the advocate of the original Camarilla as you have, because I believe we have a way that we could, in theory, control our winds.
No, a shaman, this would be the time.
Yeah, but they don't tend to like your organization.
Yeah.
Werewolves tend to have a deep connection to Mother Nature, and I've heard that some of them can even affect storms.
I'm aware that you have a pet, a friend of yours,
We have
Rusty.
a citizen of our
Yeah,
city.
we don't consider her a pet. She's a friend and an ally, and she has saved our lives.
Remember, neutral ground. I know it takes some time to get used to the idea, but neutral ground truly is neutral ground.
In your city, she could be called not a pet. I'll let you know, though, in my city, she will be referred to as such as and then. But I am not currently in my city, am I?
You are not.
But
Your
not in
friend.
ours either, so.
Yeah, your friend. Yeah, no, I'll treat them that way as long as I'm in your realm. Neutral ground.
That is all we ask.
Of course.
My point being that they